like to call to order the Shakopee School Board work session for September 9, 2024. Tiffany, can you please do the roll?
Valdez.
Here.
Brophy.
Here.
Peterson. Smith.
Here.
Aldridge.
Here.
Johnson.
Here.
Muhammad.
Yes.
Michelle.
Here.
Shania.
Here.
Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Some sad news to share tonight. It is with profound sorrow that we share an update concerning a student at Shakopee High School. We are saddened to communicate the passing of Owen Lavoie, as shared by his family with our district. This loss may raise many emotions for those within our greater school community. Our district crisis team, which is made up of dedicated professionals trained to help with the needs of students, families, and school personnel, will be present at the high school and various district sites throughout the week. Please join me in a moment of silence. Thank you. Next on our agenda is our Sabre Pride section, item 3.1, School Board Appreciation Month. And Tiffany, our Director of Communications and Strategic Development, will present.
I'm going to use Sheriff Smith for the moment of silence. You probably have the whole meeting and sit here and reflect on that, so thank you for calling that. But I'm going to turn our attention to all of you. So I get the pleasure, along with Jim and Mike, to celebrate you, and as does our entire district. It is Minnesota School Board Appreciation Month. We do believe there's a national one that comes after the new year, but this is to celebrate those in Minnesota. And there's a few things on your table just to remind you of the importance and the impact of what you have there. There's 200 grand in chocolate. And just to be clear, though, that was bought on our personal, and it is not 200 grand. But it's important, you know, the compelling vision is attached to that. It helps articulate our district's mission and the board's vision and priorities that you all have worked so hard to make sure that we uphold. It's great in my position to be able to see the work that you all put in, whether it's in these meetings or committees, after, before meetings, just the engagement you have with our school community too. I know whether it's showing up to PTO meetings, open houses, things that we have going on in the community. There's a lot of time and effort put in by all of you, and I'm happy to share that too, because our community sees you and they see that you're doing the public service and representation. There's so many examples that we could use to describe the professionalism, dedication, passion, care, and unique perspective that each of you bring to the district. It's great that we had a previous board member, Judy Tomzik, who had a vision for student voice that was embraced by the board and superintendent, and that came to fruition with this being the third school year with ex officio student school board members. And it's been so fun. Michelle, your participation in after-school clubs and commitment and what you're trying to do to bring student voice outside of the school day. Shania, you just jumped all in, represented student voice, and helped lead everyone at our Welcome Back event. Each of you were just very, very grateful. So today, we'll have a short video that MSBA created, but we are here to celebrate you, the school board. And in Minnesota, that's the collective school boards serve 870,000 students across 2,200 schools. And with that, you're supporting more than 57,000 educators as a collective group of Minnesota school board members and thousands of support staff and administrators. So what we'll do, we'll watch a quick video. Vice Chair Christy Peterson is in this video that MSBA pulled together to honor all of you, and then we will celebrate you. And I'll make sure before I put the video on if Dr. Redmond or Jim would like to add any comments.
No, I just echo your sentiments. You know, thank you for what you do. It truly, I get to see all all 9 of you, include the students, where you're really putting community and you're putting service before self. And I believe that's how, you know, the best school board members in our state operate. So thank you for what you do, and it is greatly appreciated.
I would just say your unique perspectives and backgrounds go a long way towards furthering our compelling vision, because we each have our own idea of how we better meet the needs of each and every student, and I thank you for that.
Well, I would like to take this opportunity to thank all of the school board members in the state of Minnesota for your time and dedication to the students of Minnesota, the staff you support, and the communities that you work within.
There are many reasons people step up to serve as school board members. My priority in signing up was to make sure that we preserve what's working well, and to also look forward to ways we can continue transformational work for each and every student that we have the privilege and honor to serve.
I love kids. Education, to me, is the greatest profession ever. I was a teacher, coach all my life. This will be my 53rd year in the classroom, and I always want to see them get the best opportunities they can.
I was born a leader, so it was time for me to step up and give back to my community, and I wanted to see our students achieve at a higher level, and just want to be a part of the positive actions going on in the community.
I believe school boards are important because school boards really represent the interests and the values of your local community.
Having a school board is important because they create goals together based on our vision and monitor those goals and provide resources to the district. In addition, at our district, we do board professional development, so we learn about the teaching and learning in the district and what effective instruction is.
The school board helps a superintendent do their job by overseeing and governing policy and giving the superintendent direction that they believe that the community wants them to go.
School boards are helping students across the state by setting good policy, working collaboratively to improve our schools. The public school is becoming more important. We're being asked to include many more services than we did 10 years ago, 20 years ago. It's an exciting time to be in education because things are expanding, but yet it's a challenging time because resources are scarce. And so the work is all that much more important.
What I would like community members to appreciate about school board members is that they put in a lot of hours, and these are a lot of their hours away from their families. But I think really seeing the positive direction of our school district is just tremendously rewarding.
I love the area. I love our community. The students that we serve are wonderful, from pre-K to seniors, those that aren't in school yet, those that have graduated. My hope is that they're all successful. It's very fulfilling and rewarding to give back to a community that I love and support, and proud to be a member.
If we can get more parents and community members to attend our meetings and hear about a lot of what's going on that takes place in the school settings, just to sit in and ask questions, that would be a great start.
Think about it. We need people out there to get involved and be effective. Give it a chance and think about running for school board.
I would encourage anybody to be a school board member. It will become the most fulfilling and amazing experience that you will ever have.
I just want to take a moment to say thank you, school board members, for your service to our communities, to our schools, and the people of Minnesota.
We're going to give you a round of applause and say thank you.
Thank you, that was really nice. Can't wait to dig into these bars later.
You can call a short recess.
Next on our agenda is item 4, the consideration of the agenda as presented.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Second. We have a motion by Aldrich and a second by Johnson. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next on our agenda is item 5, public comment. This is the time where members of the public can participate in the meeting without being part of the meeting agenda. A member of the public may address the board on an agenda topic or on another topic. We allocate a total of 15 minutes for public comment at this meeting. Each individual speaker may speak for up to 2.5 minutes. The sign up for public comment has been conducted online and in person prior to this evening's meeting. No one has signed up for public comment prior to this evening's meeting. We will move on to the next item on the agenda. Next on our agenda are 2 action items. Item 6.1 is the approval of the custodial agreement. And here to present is Keith Perry, the Director of Human Resources. Welcome, Keith.
Hi, good evening. So we have 2 contracts, tentative agreements with 2 different groups. The first group we'll talk about is our custodian group. They did some under wages. We had increases of 3 cents per hour, or 35 cents per hour each of the years, but we also did some compression of the salary schedule, so the starting wage was higher, just to be sure that we could get the kind of people that we need cleaning our buildings. And I think we've been relatively successful in some of the adjustments we've made to the wages over the years, and so we want to continue that process. And then health insurance was 7.07 in the first year, and then 2.56 in the second, in terms of increases in health insurance, for a total settlement of 7.31. I'd entertain any questions you might have.
How would you say this compares to like other districts? Are we in line?
I mean, I think, with sometimes the comparison depends on what you're comparing. And some certain bargaining units and certain groups spend more of their money on different things. So sometimes when you're comparing with other districts, there's some of those comparisons. I think generally speaking, we've been able to recruit custodians and we've been able to keep custodians. So that's always a good sign in terms of we haven't had as much turnover as you would get if things weren't in alignment. So I think people who have been here for a while, have stayed for a while, we've been lucky that way. So we have people who really are experts in their buildings and, cleaning them and getting the right kind of people to work with them and help them. So I think we're in pretty good shape, actually, from a competitive perspective.
Any further discussion? This is an action item. I would entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second.
We have a motion by Aldrich and a second by Valdez. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next, item 6.2, the principal work agreement.
So this is a principal contract. They're actually, they were choosing actually as a group to wait a little bit. They're actually in the cycle with the teachers. So this, the first year is actually 23-24, which is actually, it's last year. So this settlement looks a little different in that regard. But so for this group, there's a 3.75 on the salary schedule in year 1 and a 3.75 in year 2. Then with this group, decided to put nothing on insurance in the first year, which was last year, and instead sort of loaded into the second year as though there was some increase in the previous year. So it's 15% increase in year 2 to the general health insurance contribution the district makes. And then they have it in lieu where they can choose not to take health insurance and get that money instead. It's not the full amount, but a partial amount. They've increased that by 5%. And the total settlement here is 6.6% for this group.
Did they wait just to see what the teachers would do? Is that standard, or?
Is it what now?
Standard to wait to see like how the regular teacher?
I think it is.
Okay.
But I think they probably, they're probably waiting for that. And then I think by the time that the teachers settled, then they had some organization to do among themselves in terms of what are we seeking? So they usually do wait till teachers are completed.
And we did offer a couple times to change that, and they were okay waiting.
Yeah,
So.
exactly. Any questions on this one?
Any motion?
Make a motion to approve.
We have a motion by Aldrich. Second by Brophy. Further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, Keith. Next on our agenda is item 7.1, capital projects levy update, and Dr. Redmond will present.
Yeah, I don't know that I'm sharing much in the way of new information with you, but part of the purpose of this, starting tomorrow, I attend, on my calendar the next few weeks are staff meetings in all of our schools, PTO meetings. I think I'm at the Community Ed Advisory Committee tomorrow evening and other places like that. This is the base presentation or the typical presentation for those groups, and so much of this you've seen before. Some of it, we've kind of used in places, but capital projects levy, commonly referred to as a technology levy, tech levy, or safety and technology levy. Our current capital projects levy was approved by voters in May of 2015 for a period of 10 years. And then obviously focuses on safety and critical support. And we continue to update this graphic. Appreciate the work of Tiffany and Amber in that area. But try to convey that yes, a lot of the technology and the safety is visual. You can see it at times, but a lot of it is behind the scenes too. It's the infrastructure. It's all those security things that we're constantly monitoring, updating, making sure that we're providing a high quality learning experience in terms of curriculum and the tools being used to do that in a very safe environment. And then really important, that capital projects levy was originally passed in 2015. The school district is asking the voters to consider a renewal or a continuation if there wasn't a 10-year maximum put on that 2015. So really asking to continue what's been in place. This is the 9th year of this capital projects levy, this current school year. But asking the voters to consider renewing the capital projects levy that would be a continuation of what is already in place. Same levy, same terms, same tax rate for another 10 years. The tech levy, if it's not renewed, we're banking on, it would be projected if it were to be renewed in its first year, $6.2 million in revenue for the 26-27 school year. If it's not successfully renewed, that would create a $6.2 million hole in our district's annual budget. The dedicated revenues that we've been using to pay for elements of school safety, technology services, cybersecurity, video security, curriculum, software, etc., would no longer be available to us. And then, as this is really a staff, primarily a staff presentation, so this might be a slide like when I'm with the Community Ed Advisory Committee, I might hide, but when I'm at a staff meeting, would definitely include. Just trying to have a summary of a much more detailed document that has been shared with all the employees of our district. Reminding people that the school district, we actually have a legal obligation to inform our community and voters about the capital projects levy. While on duty, school district employees may inform others about the capital projects levy, They should only do so in a manner consistent with their roles and work responsibilities. While off-duty, school district employees, they may persuade in a pro or a con manner, bless you, the capital projects levy using their own time and their own private resources in such efforts. And I've kind of summarized that last statement, in other words here, school district employees may participate in persuasive political efforts on their own time, using their own dime. And I just think these are good reminders, hopefully done in a clear way. Absentee ballots and early voting, that begins September 20th, runs through November 4th, can be done by mail or via drop-off. Shakopee City Hall, Scott County Government Center. And then election day is Tuesday, November 5th. Polls open from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. And on the left side of this screen is a sample ballot, which I believe is exactly what is now. We've actually seen a proof of the real ballot. So that is what will be on the ballot, absentee ballot, early voting, and then also election day. Number of informational resources out there, some different events coming up. There's a video series set to go September 16th. We have our first community forum on the 17th. We will be sending out, this would be one part of that legal obligation, a sample ballot mailer between September 21st and October 21st. We have places in our website, our district website, shakotechrenew.org. We'll link you to that. Lots of levy information available there. There are documents translated into Somali and Spanish in addition to English. There's a tax calculator there, all kinds of other things. So. And then mention that community forum, September 17th, 6 p.m., Studio Theater at Shakopee High School. All community members are invited to attend. No RSVP required. We'd love to see as many interested community members there as possible.
November 17th?
November 17th, 6 p.m.
September.
What did I say?
November, that's a little
September
late.
17th.
September.
September 17th. I have no idea what possessed me there. That's it?
I have a question.
Yes, sir.
Have you seen the ballot?
Yes.
What's the location of the levy on the ballot? Is it on, I'm assuming it's on the back where nothing else is and everybody will forget to turn over?
Don't forget the judges.
Right.
Usually that's an easy question to answer. I'm looking at Tiffany. It was on the back, but the county they were talking about maybe moving that. I don't know if they did or not.
But yeah, they didn't provide final confirmation, they don't have to, they just let us know that they were looking at moving various school district questions on the county to the front, if there was room available, and that's dependent upon the others that are running on the front, if that's possible. We approved the content in there, but they have said they are looking at moving those that can be moved to the front there if they choose to. I don't know where it ended up.
Yeah, it might even boil down to how many school board candidates there are in the different districts. Because some had like 7. But yeah, Tiffany and I had the, really pleasurable assignment of looking at a proof for every, for the ballot in each of our precincts. And then they give us all the other districts that are in those precincts and trying to make sure that, it was our capital projects levy and our school board member, the school board candidates, that we had those for each precinct. And the process ultimately is, it's up to Scott County. So ordinarily it's an easy question. We just say where we saw it. We saw it on the back page. But we also know they were looking at kind of spacing issues and considering moving it to the front page, so.
Yeah, some of the front ballots had big gaps and holes, so they were trying to just be equal in how they presented each precinct.
Joe, are you hoping they move the school board vote to the back so people will forget to vote for the school board member?
That was on the front.
That was not what I was just curious.
Yeah.
Placement on ballots is just a very, it's a curiosity.
I agree. And there is a difference just looking at the ballots that we saw. If you have 3 persons running for a school board versus 7, that column, and that was on the right side of the front, so.
I do have a follow-up question, and it spelled out in the language on the ballot, that net tax capacity, and I know there's the link to the tax calculator. But, and this is probably a Bill Manassi question, but I thought I'd ask, should the topic come up, how is that renewal, how is that tax distributed with that net tax capacity calculation in terms of, how is it provided across, whether it's like residential, commercial, agriculture, so to speak?
That is a Bill Manassi question, because there are a variety of different tax groups at different tax rates based on value and those things. And even when I have sometimes looked at the resources, there are multiple kind of calculations, even when you, especially when you get into like ag land and the type and the size of different things. But what I can assure you is it is exactly the same tax rate as on the current capital projects levy.
Perfect. Thank you.
Everybody asked all my questions.
They went in their job.
Thank you, Dr. Edmond.
Thank you.
Next, we have another information item, item 7.2, MSBA Student School Board Event. And Tiffany Olson, our Director of Communications and Strategic Development, is back to present.
Yes, I'm excited to share this information, and Vice Chair Christine Peterson is really pivotal all this. She spearheaded it all, and Mike, Jim, and I get the opportunity to help continue what was already started in Columbia Heights, and MSBA identified an opportunity. But if you recall, last year, Shakopee High School, I believe many of you attended and were participated. We were the host site for the second annual Student School Board event. Michelle, you were there as well. We're excited to hopefully have Shania. We'll talk about more details to come, but we are in the planning stages where the date has been approved for October 29th. You don't even have invites yet on your calendar. I just have to make sure that we get everything buttoned up with MSBA this week, but we would be the host site again, which is now for the third annual event that is aimed towards really that student voice and how we can ensure that our student school board members across the state are connecting with each other. They're able to share their thoughts and ideas and collaborate, and that administrators and school board members that support those students can find additional ways to amplify that student voice and the value that students bring to the school board. So we are doing this in partnership not only with MSBA, but with actually Farmington Area Public Schools as well, where they're gonna have to help support what we do there, so that as locations switch each year, hopefully this continues and there's values that there's other school districts that can be a part of this great event. And we are working through details too. Our fantastic award-winning, I can say now, culinary team, because they're both local and national. We are looking to have them support some light breakfast and lunch items so we can showcase that real-world experience thanks to MSBA. And other than that, the program will really be centered around student voice and facilitating conversations. It's not going to be a sit and get, it's going to be an opportunity for people to sit together and talk to each other rather than being talked at, and we're really just going to facilitate that great conversation. So again, as I mentioned, we're in the final stages of confirming all the marketing pieces. This is one of the pretty close to drafts MSBA has to approve. They would market that, they promote it, they share it. Obviously, when Mike or Jim are at other events with their peers, they'll make sure other school districts know, and same for you with your peers for school board members. But we are excited that we get to help facilitate that in the Studio Theater. And I'm happy to answer any questions you might have, and Dr. Urban, please let me know if I forgot any details that'd be relevant for today.
I don't think you forgot anything. One idea that pops into my head, and Michelle, you were there last year, and we're looking at kind of how we lay the events out and move forward. And I think we really want to have the students work with other students a lot. The first part of that, kind of develop some thoughts, and then maybe kind of mix the groups as we go on. I was really, really impressed last year with just the thoughtfulness and the ideas and ways to be more impactful coming from our student school board members who had attended. But if you have ideas or thoughts on how we can improve what we did last year, please reach out to Tiffany or myself the next few days and go, hey, I've been thinking about this since last year. This, I think, would be a good idea. We'd love to hear that. And Shania, if you haven't actually been at that or whatever, but if you have ideas too, please let us know.
So do we need to help set up this though?
I'll talk with you about some of the great opportunities, but I want you to have your voice. We can do the setup part. We want you to be the superintendent of the student voice, you and Michelle. So you're gonna have a way better role in setting up.
Yeah, it was a great experience last year from what I saw. It seemed like people drove in from quite a ways away too, so it was a well-regarded event.
And as much as we enjoyed hosting last year, and I think it's nice to have a second year to do it, I'm serious, I think it was a lot of fun. The idea was to continue to move the event from place to place. So we have recruited Farmington. I was very impressed with what they're doing with their students, school board members. They also presented at MSBA and went, all right, will you come in and be co-host this time, with the thought being they'll take it over the next year and kind of continue that movement, so. Being proactive in the handoff this year.
Thank you, Dr. Redmond. Next on our agenda is an action item, item 8.1, the approval of Sabre Fields easements for Scott County projects, and Dr. Redmond will present.
Yeah, board members, this is really one of those kind of detail items. Some of this, we're working with Scott County. We've done, different things with them before. They're looking at going to put a roundabout in at that intersection there of, is it 78, 79, I think? Yep. And as part of that planning, as they're digging in and going, hey, we need these easements to put a roundabout and might need to move your sign temporarily and whatever. They also came across, hey, when you kind of got that property and you go back to 2015 and all those things, there were a whole bunch of easements in the works that never got finalized. So this is a combination of some of those past things with the current things. And again, we work with Wold Architects and Ben Berry. I know that you know who he is. He's been working then, he reached out to the attorney that we often use for these property matters, Peter Martin, who has vetted all of this and given his okay for our board to approve these, have these signed so that we can help now some of this is for the past, some of this is to keep the county on target with their timelines for future work then. So.
Yeah, if you dig into the detail on these, on the final page, it actually has a graphic of each area in question.
And Dr. Redmond, if in terms of easements, this doesn't put the district, in any, liability. If this property then in effect becomes part of it's a Shakopee, local roads and responsibility for snow removal, all of those things, right? There's essentially just to facilitate the development.
Yep, just like any other property owner, Scott County is working on improving the roadways and this happens to abut our property, and so we're part of this,
And this isn't a Scott, or a Shakopee School District.
What's that?
It's
It's a Scott
County project,
It's county
yes.
highway, but it doesn't require any additional action or support from the district.
There's zero financial impact to
Zero
the district.
financial,
They might actually, and we're working on this is kind of the next phase. There's some maybe minimal compensation, like $6,500, I think has been bandied about, because they take a little bit of property with that roundabout off the corner, and then we've actually got to move the Sabre Field sign temporarily and move it back. So again, I think, working with Scott County on these projects, I think it's important for us to be good partners in that, and ultimately, you know, it's, they're working on these things, trying to get things done in a timely manner, done right. And again, a lot of the details in here are way beyond, you know, anything I learned in my doctoral program. And so we have, this is where we rely on Ben at Wold Architects and then Peter Martin, who have way more experience, and you know, they've said, yeah, everything looks fine. And, you know, that's kind of the work in this case we hired them to do, and I trust their judgment.
And we get another roundabout, so that's a good thing.
That's good.
Yeah, I was trying to stay out of that. I don't want to get into roundabout, no roundabout, whatever. But
Do we, are we able to just approve these all in one?
yes.
Okay.
I'll make a motion to approve as presented.
I'll second.
We have a motion by Brophy and a second by Aldrich. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
I think there's parts for definitely the clerk and maybe the chair. So
Yeah, it looks like that. We both have some document, 7 of them. Next on our agenda is item 9.1, district update, and Dr. Redmond will present.
yeah, district update. Imagine that board meeting. You know, taking that kind of that phrase, and we're off. That was, you know, when we were putting this together last week. It's been a fantastic start to the 24-25 school year. You know, being in the buildings last week, just seeing the smiles, the energy is just, it's always a great experience. And then I've, you know, had the opportunity as a principal and now as a superintendent just to watch the logistical things work and the time and the effort that goes into the planning of everything from the bus transportation to the, you know, the hiring the staff and getting the buildings ready and coordinating all of that, and the school lunches, and then you get into the student learning and the teachers. And there is something kind of inspiring and you know, really awesome in a neat way to just kind of watch that unfold last week. And so thank you to everybody who's been working really, really hard to get everything ready and for us to serve our students and their families. And a lot of people done great work. Got a snapshot, just some of the data. I won't read all of that to you, but that kind of, I think, quantifies some of what I was saying. Just, you know, it's a large scale operation. A lot of great things happening. And again, we're really, really proud to be a very connected partner with all kinds of folks across our community. Lots of events coming up. Scale, this coming Friday, we're the host, meaning we give a presentation about Shakopee Public Schools and get to kind of share with the other members of Scale, you know, what's going on here. There are a number of other, you know, sort of events. You've got a number of school picnics, various PTO meetings, lots of great things happening.
What time this Friday?
Whatever time Scale says on my calendar. Is it 7 a.m.?
Okay.
Looking at Jim, might be 7:30.
Here in
7:30?
Yes.
Yeah, we're over at Shakopee Mendawakon and Sioux Community. That kind of, there's a meeting room in the Dakota place there. Yep.
The address is there, right?
Pardon?
The address,
Yep.
the location.
Yes, I can get that for you.
I have never been there.
It's a good meeting room.
Yeah.
And then talking about community and talking about our district, the Alumni Association has some award recipients. Trent Lucenen had been a cross-country runner, class of 2011. Jessica Menden-Haig, class of 08, volleyball. And then distinguished Hall of Fame inductee, somebody who we've done a lot of work with as district leaders and a school board with the AED projects and lots of other things to serve our community. Jenny Hennis, class of 81. So always a fun event, and you know, really, really nice to just see, you know, our community celebrate folks who have been part of our school district community for some time. And then there's this school board election coming up. We won't watch all the videos here, but we've linked the videos of the 3 candidates. We've got the logo again. Thank you, those that are currently serving with this MSBA Recognition Month. We've got the logo there, kind of it goes into a heart, and it certainly does take care and concern to serve our community. Our 3 candidates, Jeff Smith, Tim Brophy, Nick Zidek. Almost went to it after all that. Yeah. And then we have a personnel committee meeting that wasn't on the original list of committee meetings. It'll be Monday, September 16th, 5 o'clock in District Office Room 203. I think we're refining, finishing the superintendent goals coming out of that evaluation. So and there's that logo again, which public school boards have heart, which I think is a cool logo.
Thank you. Next up is item 10, committee reports and other information. Let's start with Mohammed.
You talking to me?
Yes.
What did you say?
We're committee reports and other information.
I don't know if it's related. There is a grant for the East African youth get from Minnesota Department of Employment, Economic Development, whatever deed. So it's a 600,000. That grant will train about 159 people, 109 students. So the students must graduate from high school. So they will take training for medical phlebotomy and also IT cybersecurity. So we won that grant for the Community Resource Center, who is a partner with the Chamber of Commerce and Shakopee Schools in Scott County. So last few days I was so busy going to the Minneapolis Convention, other conferences in Wilmington to showcase the opportunity. So it will cover Southwest Metro for the grant, Bloomington, Eden Prairie, or Scott County, Dakota County, Carver. So we are very excited, to get that make opportunity for the young East Africans. So we're excited. We will see how it goes. So far, we registered, enrolled like 22 students who are interested. So when they finish 8 weeks training, we will conduct with the employers like Shakopee is helping us too, so they can be para, bus driver or technology, and also Chamber of Commerce that work with us. It's all collective, and I appreciate for the support from Dr. Redman and Team Zunker and Scott County and Dakota County workforce, not only for the Community Resource Center, but it was a collective effort.
Thank you, Chad.
So we haven't met as a committee, but for community engagement, Joe and I are going to be attending tomorrow the Community Ed Advisory Council meeting. And then, so it's basically, the Community Ed Advisory Council is made up of community members. We're there to just talk about what it means and what it takes to be on school board. So that will be interesting. Policy committee was just tonight. We have another round of policy updates, relatively minor ones coming through. And of note, we will have, as of this batch, we'll have all of our school policies will have been updated within the past 5 years.
Oh, great. It's a big milestone.
Yeah.
I'm gonna celebrate.
I think that's it for me.
Thank you, Joe.
As Chad said, I'll be at the Community Education Advisory Council meeting tomorrow. And next to that, I have nothing.
Yeah, I don't have a lot either. I went to the welcome back event, like a few of us did, and that was just a great event. And it's just the excitement in the room with all the teachers and staff, and then of course the meat raffle can't be beat. So, yes, looking forward to another great school year.
Yeah, ditto to a policy meeting earlier this evening. Also went to the welcome back. And I also attended the open house at East, and the energy in the room was palpable. I clearly don't have the skills to open up a locker. I lost that somewhere along the way. But no, it was great just to see the energy and talk with some of the incoming parents. And we're able to talk about the tech levy a little bit as well. But yeah, it sounds like we're off and running.
No committee reports right now. We have upcoming personnel committee on Monday and then community engagement at the end of October.
Tanya?
I attended the first policy committee meeting right now. It was eye-opening. I feel as if I'm learning a lot about the back end of how all the policies work. Dr. Redmond, Mr. Booth, you guys did a great job explaining everything. Yeah, I'm looking forward to learning more about how policies work and then contributing my voice to it. Like once I figure out everything, how the system works itself, how can I add more to vocalize what the students are looking for.
Michelle?
Nothing much on my end as well. Tomorrow I am a part of the community education committee, so I will be going to that meeting tomorrow as part of that committee. Other than that, nothing much. Shani and I have already met a couple times beginning of the school year, already making some big plans hopefully for the school year. So that's all I have.
Thank you. Tiffany?
I do not have anything extra.
Jim?
I had a chance to swing by the picnic with the police tonight. Extremely good turnout. Claudia Fuller representing our enrollment center was there. Great to see our police department, Mikasa, Hart, just everyone in the community coming together to do some great things for our kids.
Great, thank you. Dr. Redmond, last word?
I think I've spoken enough at this meeting.
Thank you. Next on our agenda is upcoming meetings and important dates. And this gets more robust every time. This is great. It's a lot of, anything of note on there you want to bring attention to, Tiffany? Or?
I probably just note that there are a lot of great PTO and school events that go on in September where you can actually connect and have great conversations and see the people that work really hard to support our students and educators. So there's fall picnics, you'll see those dates on there, and then our PTO meetings kick off their engagement. So happy to help any of that. And then the Shakopee Chamber is doing a great job of providing additional opportunities, both on the election awareness side and just general family engagement that are on here as well.
Thank you. Anyone else have anything they want to add to the upcoming meetings or dates? All right. With that, then I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion by Brophy and a second by Johnson. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Meeting adjourned.